This is the time of the year where everybody's looking to stock up for the summer and get back to their summer training programs here with a little break. And I want to get back to you with just a refreshing on what we do have to offer as far as basically all products that you can think of in the fitness and wellness industry we have some connection with. So we're here as an information source, and also we usually can be able to provide you with the products, or at least with the people that would best help you with whatever project you're working with. Wanted to go through some new products that we're working with. We do have whatever you want to call them. We call them Fit Loops. Yellow, green, and blue are the most operable sizes, and they will again coincide with like Perform Better. Many of you buy those because they are very durable, and they will coordinate or correlate with their yellow, green, and blue as far as tension and so forth is concerned. They're a little longer loop-wise, but they should be right there with them. We have several people trying them now and having good success with them as far as we know. The other thing we wanted to talk about and review, and we'll have also information on our website as well as our email blast on the pricing and availability. But this time of the year, they get really tough to get a hold of, plus getting through customs is getting more and more difficult. So we would appreciate you getting your order in or your quote in and letting us know if you plan on buying, so that we can make sure you are not waiting. That's one of the things that our customers value from us, is normally they don't have to wait and things aren't on back order, which I've heard is a problem with some other sources. Keep in mind too, these are layered bands, so they will be very durable. They are not going to snap or break unless you get them cut somehow on a sharp piece of steel or whatever. If you do loop them together, you want to make sure you unloop them periodically so that they are not there looped and tightness for long periods of time. The other thing, as far as keeping them safe from having any breakage or having difficulties with them, and most of our bands will last a couple of years unless kids are walking off with them if they're properly taken care of. But one of the things you want to make sure of as well is that you have them in an environment that's not too hot or too cold. We had one customer that had them stored above a heating unit, and he wondered why they were stripping and layers were coming off. Well, again, that's not good, obviously. But those are basically the only two things that you have to worry about, is over getting them over something that's sharp, and getting a slight tear in them where they might actually break, and again having them in an environment that's either too hot or too cold. The other thing I would caution you against, and I know a lot of you, since you can't supervise them all the time, are concerned about having kids walk off with them is one thing, and the other thing is the fact that they'll start playing tug of war with them. So those are the main things. Otherwise, they should and have proven to last a long, long time. And if you would have any trouble with them, call immediately. As soon as you have trouble with one band, call. Don't wait. But some people wait and then they call, and we could have answered the question and solved the problem with the first incident. So we have, again, hanging here, the orange band, which is the 10-pound resistance. Very good for rotator cuff and so forth. This is also explained in detail on our website and also on our web blast, or e-blast, excuse me. We have the red, which is extremely popular. That's the 25-pounder. The black, which is getting more and more popular, that's the Monster Mini, and that is 35-pound resistance. So you have the Mini at 25, the Micro at 10, and you have the Monster Mini at 35. So these are normally used for upper body type things and so forth. Then we move into our larger band. The 50-pound light band is what most people start stretching with, and also movement activities and so forth for those that are again starting on movement patterns and that type of thing for your younger group. And also we then have the green band, which is a 75 pounder, which is probably our most, that and the red mini band are our most popular bands. And it used to be that the purple is right in there too. It's coming in about number 3 now, because a lot of people are stretching with this when they used to start with the purple. I would still recommend, if you're just starting your stretching routine, I'd prefer to always start either strength or stretching, to start with a band that is a little bit less than you think is necessary, because you do have eccentric concentric mode with it, and I think that helps them get started with better form and technique as they move through the exercises or stretching that you want them to do. We still have the blue band, which is 100-pound resistance, the green 75, the purple is 50, and then we also have a long black and a long green, incomparable to the black is not as tension as the regular black monster band, which is 100.25 plus, which again are mostly talking pieces. They aren't anything that we sell for the most part, and the long green are probably the most popular of the long for movement type activities and so forth. A lot of basketball teams like using them and so on with their agilities, and you've seen them on the Wisconsin video using the green bands as well. So that's a overall view of the safety and the security of keeping the bands functional for as long as possible, as well as the different tensions and what they're primarily used for. The other thing I want to remind you of is we do have now the yellow fit loops, the green and the blue in order of stiffness or resistance. The yellow is the lightest, green is middle, and the blue is the heavier of it. And they do, again, kind of compare off to the same color pattern that from what we've gotten back feedback-wise from Perform Betters, which have been the ones that have kind of historically lasted the longest. We can, again, get bands from various sources as well, so it's not like you have to necessarily get these. As far as the quality though, the Jump Stretch formula is still the best and the most durable and the easiest. If you're getting any bands that are real shiny, that usually means they're molded, and those are the ones that will snap and break and can be a little more dangerous. So wear and tear is pretty resilient with these. The last thing I wanted to talk to you about is please keep up with the B3 training information that we send out in videos. Tremendous resource for rehab. We've had several, and we're going to be running them on the site or newsletters or whatever. We'll get them out to you, but rehabbing knees, we've had ankles rehabbed where the foot was black and blue, and they competed the very next week in the national contest. We also want to, again, emphasize the importance of the posture and the bow tie, spud bow ties that go with that, and of course the B3 bands, blood flow restriction bands, which you have 2 on the upper arm and 2 on the thigh, and how important these are for, again, both rehab, for also just training in general. And we'll be talking more about the training protocol. I've used several, and again, right now, the protocol I'm using is where I will have my normal workout, and then I'll take a 12-minute session with a cross trainer, 6 minutes, and then redo on whatever body part area I'm working on that day, or body part areas I'm working on that day. So you have two blood flow restrictions on the hips and 2 on the arms, and less than 20 minutes you can get a comparable workout to what takes you a lot longer. So keep your eyes on the information that's coming out on those, and like I said, I can't emphasize enough the benefits of having these in your regular routine. I think one of the things that we found is probably the most unique thing is you can swim with them, you can do karate with them, you can do kickboxing with them. You can do yoga with them. You can do anything that you normally do, you can do with the bands on. And again, do the workout half the time, 20 minutes or less, or you can, like I've been doing I was doing the 20-minute sessions, and now I've gone to doing a 12-minute session with a little more, higher level of cardio and that type of thing with it. So again, a lot more coming on that. Keep your eyes open for it, and don't underestimate it. And you can always welcome to call me at 513-277-1938 for information on these products or anything else that you might need for your weight room or your facility or your health and wellness of your athletes.